Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So, just a quick disclaimer before we dive in today's video that I have tried to improve the audio quality in this video. So, please let me know in the comments if it sounds better this time. Alright, so moving on to today's video. So, basically, I had shared my Amazon SDE-2 interview experience in one of the earlier videos, and after that, I got an invitation for the high level design round. So I will be sharing my high level design round experience today in this video. Okay. So basically the round was scheduled in October 2025, and it was for around 60 minutes, out of which the first 5 minutes were spent into introduction. The rest 50 minutes were for high level design, and the remaining 5 minutes were for the leadership principle. Okay. So first things first, the interviewer was super polite. Okay, so they actually spent around 5 minutes explaining the question to me. Okay, and I really appreciate that because it helped me fully understand the scope before jumping into the solution. So the problem statement was something on the lines of, so basically I have a system. Basically, I have to design a system that receives .apk files uploaded by developers. Okay, and we basically our system should be able to detect those new versions and automatically push updates to end user devices. Okay, so think of it as a smart TV. So like in our smart TVs, we get updates for Netflix, Amazon Prime, and all such applications, right? So something like that. So we had to design a system which should be able to push these updates to the end user system. Okay, so this was the question, and the interviewer, made it sure that I explained the problem statement really well. So we talked on. So basically, interviewer initially gave me some time to draft the functional requirements and the non-functional requirements, and they gave me a particular time limit that we will discuss the requirements. Let's say after 5 minutes. So once I was done noting down the functional requirements and the non-functional requirements, we had a discussion. After which they straight away told me to move to the high level design. So I wasn't required to work on the API design, neither the database design. Okay, so we simply moved from the requirements to the high level design, which means drawing the actual boxes and all that stuff. Now, although I won't be discussing the question in detail, basically, it was my first time handling a question like this. Okay, so I'm not sure if my answer was perfect or near perfect, but I'll just share whatever I did that in that particular during that particular interview round. Okay, so what I did was basically this is my update service, and I mentioned that the engineers or the developers could store the APKs in a AWS S3 bucket, and my service would keep on polling this bucket, and once it finds that okay, we have a newer version of a particular app, it would push the application update to the end users system. Okay, so for that I had to maintain a user DB, in which I maintained a table apps where I had the primary key as app name, then the app version and user ID, because we need all these details to ensure that to which users we have to push a particular app's update. Okay, and basically my service would then take that application and place it in a blob storage, and share that URL with the user via notification service. So this is an overall idea of the system I could come up with. Basically, one thing which I couldn't answer was how do we scale the notification service. So my bad, in my preparation I didn't go through any designing a notification service question. So I think that is where I lagged, but other than that I was able to come up with a solution. Again, I'm not sure how good or bad this solution is. I'm just sharing whatever happened during that interview. Okay, so yeah, we discussed basically whatever I was drawing. The interviewer kept on asking me my choices. So basically, why did I choose long polling, and why did I choose blob storage and all of that. I had also placed a cache here, which they asked me to remove because our update service uh, will not have too many updates. Basically, we don't get app updates as frequently, to have a cache. So all of that, like basically we had multiple discussions, and so this was done for around 50 minutes. So after that, 5 minutes were left. So in the remaining 5 minutes, we worked on the leadership principles. Okay. So the leadership principle questions were: tell me about a time when you were unable to deliver a project. So, okay, I answered this question honestly. After that, there was another question: tell me about a time when you received critical feedback from your manager. So, if you look at it, I think the interviewer was very smart with the leadership principle questions, because if you think, both of these answers somewhere reveal my negative traits, right? But honestly, I answered these. I answered these completely, uh, staying true to whatever happened. So I didn't make up stories or anything. I shared my actual experiences. I shared my actual feedback as received my manager. So yeah, uh, basically this was my first ever high level design interview. So I would say it went decent, if not great. Okay, I did cover the fundamentals, basically, but maybe I missed on the scaling bits. But given that this was the first time I was tackling a high level design interview question, I think it is okay. I don't expect a positive feedback for this round, but anyways, it gave me a clear idea of how these interviews are structured, and also it helped me identify my knowledge gaps. Also, we cannot get away by throwing buzzwords in an interview. We have to, you know, we have to communicate clearly to the interviewer. We have to explain why we are using a certain technology, why we are using a certain type of DB, why we are using a certain way of handling stuff in our design. So we should be very good with the fundamentals. That's what I have uh, learned from this interview experience. So yeah, this was my Amazon high level design interview experience. Also, I'm trying to keep this video short because I want to take your feedback on the audio quality. And yeah, in the next upcoming videos, we will either be tackling low level design or high level design. So that's what I'm planning, with this channel ahead. So yeah, thank you for watching. Let me know if there's any feedback or whatever. If you have any questions regarding this interview experience or anything else in general, please comment down below and I'll be happy to help. Okay.